that there is a Telegram group, and that Telegram group is actually for all the class updates. So every day we are going to send you a new meeting link. A new meeting link will be shared to you every day. Okay, so every day by 8:30 I will be sharing you the meeting link, and you will have to join just like how you did today. You will have to join with the same meeting link. So that is with the Telegram group. And apart from that, regarding the lab session, Shankar sir will tell you how that is going to happen. Yes, with Skype groups and all that, he will assist you. Now, as of now, yesterday we shared you a tools link. Yes, for installing the tools and for the tools which you are going to use in the session, we shared you a drive link. And many told me that they are facing issue, and that's why we recorded a video and we sent to you, as in how you have to download the tools. Because we have many people who have joined for the training, and everyone who assists, I mean, everyone who tries accessing the drive, there is a limitation for Google Drive. So that is why I told you something yesterday. I'll show it to you again. Now there is this drive link which I've shared. So what you have to do is you have to just copy this drive link, and you have to log into your mail, and you have to paste the drive link there. And once you enter into the drive link, you will find all the tools which are available for the session. So you have to go inside each and every folder. Now, if say you are inside OS folder, go inside OS folder, right click, and see there is a copy. I mean, there is an option for make a copy. So click on make a copy. Okay, click on make a copy, and it will create a copy of Kali Linux in your drive. And you can click on this show file location so that Kali Linux will be in your drive. Now you can download Kali from your drive. And many people ask me, like, they already have Kali Linux installed in their system, and they ask me whether they wanted, whether they wanted to download it again. No, if you have Kali Linux in your system already, you don't have to download it. Whatever tool you don't have, you can download only that. Okay, and same way the session video will also be uploaded in a Google Drive, and same way I will share you the drive link. So even for downloading the video, you have to follow the same process, because there will be many people who will be, because since the timing is 9 to 10, most of the people were not able to join. So hopefully the drive will be accessed by around 3000 to 4000 people. So when 3000 to 4000 people are accessing a drive, obviously you will not be able to download the video immediately. So you try to make a copy of it and download it from your drive. Okay, and everyday class video will be shared to you in a drive, and the link will be shared in the Telegram. Okay, so in Telegram we have kept the option as the message option only for admins, to avoid confusions, because all the updates about the group will be given in Telegram only. So that is why you cannot chat in Telegram, but we have an option, for you to communicate with us, that Shankar will assist you with. Okay, so this is with Google Drive links. And the second thing is, when the class is happening, you all are in mute mode. You cannot unmute yourself. We have the control in our end. So in case if you have any doubts, you wanted to ask something, you can chat. Just like how you are chatting to me right now, you can chat. So in your chat box, right now in our session, I am here. Prompt Infotech is the host. I am here. I am the co-host, and Shankaraj Subramanian sir is there. He is the co-host, and there is another trainer, Sundaravel, and he is also the co-host. So in case if you wanted to message, say for example, if Shankar sir is handling the session, you can choose Shankaraj Subramanian sir in your chat box and chat to him directly. In case if Sundar is handling the session, you can type Sundar's name and then you can chat to Sundar privately. In case if I am handling the session, then you can choose my name and you can send the message directly to me. So this way it will be easy for you to communicate with the trainers directly. Yes, so this is about the Google Drive links and Zoom chat. Yes, so I hope you will have a great time for the entire 10 days. And now I'll hand over the session to Mr. Shankaraj Subramanian. Thank you. Have a great day.
Okay, hi, good morning, everyone. I hope my voice is audible, loud and clear. Yes, thank you. It's a very early morning, and I thank every one of you who has took some effort to to join the session to learn something. Perfect. Happy with that. So before we start, I would like to clarify a few things. Yes, in case if you are unmuted, please mute yourself to avoid background noise. You have any doubts, you can ping me in the chat option. You can turn off your webcam. I can see a lot of participants turning on the webcam. Please turn off your webcam. And for assistance for troubleshooting, we have a Skype group, the link of which will be shared. I'll share you a Skype group link. In case if you have any doubts, you can join the Skype group and you can clarify your doubts. And okay, coming to the attendance link, this 10-day session is to be taken very seriously, not like a regular online session where you keep this session running and okay, 1 second. Give me 1 second. Okay, so it is not like a normal 10-day, a normal free training online class where it goes on and you might watch TV or any chats with your friends. No, it is not going to be like that. You will have attendance link which will be shared during the session. Not sure when it will be shared, and you have to click the attendance link and you have to enter the details for all the 10 days. So this attendance link is for all the 10 days, and certificates will be issued to participants only who has completed or who has given attendance for all 10 days. Fine. This is only for the certificates. So people who really are in need of certificates, please make sure you're giving the attendance for all the 10 days. In case if you miss attendance for any of these days, probably you might not be getting your e-certificate. And we have a Skype group and we have a lab timing. So Skype group, our class timing is from 9 to 10 and Skype is from 10 to 12. So we have 2 solid hours for you to clear your doubts, because we are going to do something practical, and obviously you will come across a lot of troubleshooting errors. So in case if you come across something like that, we'll share you a Skype group link, something like this. So once if you are in this group, after you have joined this group, what you can do, in case if you have doubt, you can type doubt. I have doubt with IPv6. You can ask any doubt. In case if you're asking for a doubt, you use hashtag. And in case if you need help for troubleshooting, you can use hashtag help, and you can say, I have trouble installing packet tracer Kali Linux. So when you give something like this, what we will do, we'll respond to the message, we'll assign a volunteer to you, and he will ping you in Skype, and he can take a remote desktop of your computer, or he can ask you to share your screen, and he'll troubleshoot to make sure you understand what is happening, and probably you are following up with the class. Right? Nobody is in the group. We will share this Skype group link shortly. So that is with certificate, Skype group, and attendance link. And every day you will have to do, which is an assignment for you guys. So after the class is over, probably you should be looking at the class videos and try to complete the assignments. We have a support team of more than 30 people here. 30 people only to assist you with troubleshooting and other things. And as told, session videos will be recorded, and you will be shared the Google Drive link. So you can watch the videos whenever you want. Right? And coming to the training, so this is networking and network security. So don't be in a with the impression that this is going to be a basic networking training. Yes, it is going to start with basic. It is going to start with basic IP address. It is going to start with basic subnetting. Yes, it is going to start with basic routing, switching, but it is also going to cover a lot of network security components, or network security technical aspects in the syllabus. Right? To be very frank, in case you wanted to have a paid training for this, it is going to cost you more. So it is offered free of cost only for you guys to get updated with your skill set with regards to network and network security, and the skill set, whatever you are going to learn here, fine, whatever you are going to learn, it is going to help you with hacking, with ethical hacking, we can say, fine. These skill sets with regards to networking and network security will be very much useful for developing your skill set with regards to ethical hacking, right? And if you ask me, do we need any prerequisite? Do I need any knowledge for learning this network and network security? The answer is no, because it is going to start from the very basic. So that is why we are starting from IP address, and it is going to be totally a practical version of what you see about network and network security, right? And we also have advanced topics like Splunk, wherein Splunk, it is used by corporates. It is used for log analysis. And I'm sorry to say this, Splunk will be supported only by 64-bit computers. So you need to have, because it is a immense software. It's a very big software. It's not a simple tool like other tools. It's a huge software which is going to grab a lot of your computer potential and performance. So probably Splunk, yes, you need a 64-bit computer for this, only for this, not for any other topics, not for IDS, IPS, honeypots. And we have also included IDS, IPS, and honeypots, which is again important when it comes to network security and hacking. And most important of all for you guys, for a better career perspective and for interview point of view, fine. From the interview point of view, Cisco ASA firewall is going to help you a lot. Fine, we are going to teach you about Cisco ASA firewall. I hope you should have seen some online firewalls, or you should have some experience with Windows firewalls. But Cisco, yes, we have a specific firewall called ASA firewall. We'll tell you how to configure this, how to include this in your network, and a lot of other things. So what finally you will get at the end of this training, yes, if anyone speaks to you on behalf of networking, right? If anyone is speaking to you any topic which is related to networking, probably you will be in a position to have a meaningful conversation with him, right? You will be knowing, in case if you have more number of computers, how to connect these computers in your network, what device we will use, and how to provide internet connection to these devices. And in case if you have a firewall, where to include your firewall in your network. In case if you have a server, where to include this in your server. So with a network infrastructure of 100+ computers, you will be knowing what devices we are using here, probably a router, probably a switch, your computers, what cables you are using for connecting a computer and a switch, what cable you are using for connecting a switch and a router, and where do you place a server in your network, where do you place a firewall in your network. And you'll also be learning about IDS and IPS, where exactly you get all these details. Yes, so we'll be covering a lot of different topics like this. So probably you will be for sure be in a position to crack any of the interview questions, or with regards to your career, you would be able to answer a lot of security based questions based on networking, and a lot of things with security devices, which can give you a practical example. Fine. So now for a practical training like this, we will teach you, but you might be needing a few things to practice. Yes. So a Cisco router here. Cisco is, I hope you should you should be aware of Cisco. It's a renowned company for networking and network devices. Say in case if you want to practice a lot of things, whatever you have learned with Cisco router, and the high-end router is going to cost you 7 lakhs. And whether you will have access to this device for configuration and practicing, the answer is no. Probably you will not be in a position to practice this. Or a firewall, you're learning a lot of things, and in case you want to practice something in firewall, I want to connect, I want to create a network infrastructure like this and connect a lot of devices, and I wanted to practice, I want to check if my network infrastructure is correct, if my configuration is right. In case you wanted to see something like this, what you can do, we can go for simulators. You can go for simulators, and we have one excellent simulator here, which is called as Cisco Packet Tracer. We have a packet tracer here. So probably when you install this software, we'll tell you how to install this software, how to install this and how to make use of this software. I'll tell you this. And after installing, this is going to be a workspace. And when you look at down here, down to this option here, you have a lot of devices here. Say I have routers. So what you can do, I can place a router here, and I have computers. I can place a computer here. I have switches. Okay, switches. So I can place any one switch here, and I have a firewall here. So I'll place a firewall here. Don't think it is as a play tool. This is a really in-depth tool. It is an immense tool, and it can give you a lot of options to work with. In case if you go for your computer, you will have all the configurations needed for your computer here. You will have the configurations, you will have the desktop, you can do your programming here, you can find a lot of different attributes here. Whatever is possible for a real-time computer, yes, everything is possible here. And similarly for a switch, yes, we have different types of switches here, and configuration, command line. This is how you exactly work with real-time devices, right? So you wanted to do any configuration from your end to check whatever you have learned. You should be trying with Cisco Packet Tracer, and you can create a real-time simulation of this, and you can check the output. You can do whatever you want, right? So we'll check, we'll see how to install Packet Tracer, how to use these devices. So before that, probably you will have to know about basics of networking. Say in case if I want to connect this computer with another device here, right? What connections or what wires do I need? We have to start from that basic. And in case you want to configure IP address here, right? You should know what an IP address is first. So we'll start from that basic. We'll start from the basics of what IP address and what subnetting is. And for basic networking, the topics of basic networking, we have Sundar who will cover all this. And when it comes to network security and any other security devices, myself, Shankara Subramanian, I'll take care of this. And intermediate concepts, few of the intermediate concepts will also be handled by Saumitra Sendilraj, right? So this is the first day, so we'll take it slow. And in case if you have any audio issues, in case if you're not able to hear, you don't have to worry about that. All the video recordings will be shared to you, and you can watch it slowly and practice with the labs, right? So today we'll start with IP address and how to install Packet Tracer, which will be handled by Sundar. And later we have a lot of security topics here, as I told you, to be discussed. And yes, in-depth and security related topics, I'll be explaining all the topics to you. In case if you have any doubts, you can ping us, and you can revert to us in Skype. We'll send you the link, and attendance link will be shared, right? So now I hand over the session to Sundar. He will start explaining about IP address and subnetting and Cisco Packet Tracer. And please make sure we have a timing. So in case if anyone is joining after 9:05, probably you will not be permitted. It is not like you join by 10 and you leave by 10:30. No. Please make sure you keep up this timing, and I wish you all the best. Fine. Thank you.
Okay, hi. Good morning to everyone. Myself, Sundar. I'm going to handle the sessions for your basics in networking. So I think am I audible? Is my voice is clear to everyone? Okay. Yeah. Thank you. Okay. Fine. Fine. Thank you. Okay. So yes. Okay. So let me start here in this complete session at the first day in networking and network security. So in the day one, we are going to discuss about something in detail about IP address. So what is IP address? So what are all the categories in your IP address and everything. Then next to that, we are going to see something about in category of what are the cables in networking we are going to use and everything. Fine. Give me a minute. Okay. So in IP address, so everyone we could know. So what is IP address? So first we should have to know what are the IP address and how it functions before getting into the network. So what is IP address? So we have everyone have about network devices. Okay. So we have network devices like routers, switches, and computers to the end devices what we are connected and using. So everyone we are using mobile phones and we are using mobile data to connect our network. So to identify a particular person, we are using our names, right? So to identify ourselves, so to identify ourselves or a person, we need a name, right? A name or an ID, right? For example, in a college, if a student should be, if a student can be identified with the name with the help of his name, a department, or a ID, registration ID. So for the name, for the same, the network also has an identity to identify called IP address. So we are going to use this IP address. Probably many of them who have already entered into this, let to know about the networking and regarding these topics, they could see the IP address something like this. Fine. So we can see our IP address. Okay. So we can see our IP address through our computer itself. So we can go to our command prompt or terminal. Okay. So can go to your start, give CMD. Fine. While giving CMD or command prompt, you can type a complete name, command prompt, just to open it. So here you will get this command prompt window. Here inside this, you could enter a command called ipconfig. So let me maximize. Okay. So I think it will be visible. So I'm giving ipconfig. Fine. While I'm giving ipconfig, see, we could see probably we could see many adapters and many details about network. Fine. So there is an adapter called, there are many adapters. So wireless LAN adapter. Fine. And Ethernet adapter, local area connection. There are many adapters. So these are all the adapters that was listed in my computer. And what are all the adapters I am using? Currently, what adapters I am using will denoted with the IP address and its details. Okay. So this is wireless LAN adapter is what I am using. And it is showing the IPv4 address, subnet mask, default gateway. It shows some details about the network, what I've connected to. So this is what we are going to see. What is the IP address? So what are all these numbers? What is subnet mask? What is default gateway and everything? So first at initial, we could see about this. Then we will see how to configure, how to install our packet tracer software. So in which we are going to practice our entire session. And next to that, how we are going to configure the entire devices, network devices, and assigning the IP address, and we are going to create a network. So this is what we are going to see in the entire session. Fine. So let me enter into this topic. Fine. So at the first step, to identify, to get our IP address and our adapter details, you could go to start CMD and you could give IP config. So this is a command. As a basic, you can get your network adapter and IP details. Fine. So the next, we are going to see about something called IP address. So right, IPv4. So what I get here is, see, I'm getting something called IPv4 address. So this is what we are going to see. So IPv4 address. So IPv4 address, there is two versions, probably IPv4 and IPv6. Okay. So it is IP version 4 and is IP version 6. So these are the two what we are going to see. Fine. The next, in first IPv4 address. So IPv4 address is 32 bits. They are mentioning that it is about a size and the size of the IP address, and the IP address has size, range, class, subnetting, and other details. So these are the each and everything we have seen about IP address. So this IPv4 address has some range, size, class, subnetting. The next version is IPv6. This IPv6 version doesn't have these categories. So we will see in next to next what about this. So at first, let me see about IPv4 address. So it is a version 4, Internet Protocol version 4. So this is about this abbreviation, and they are mentioning this. It is a 32-bit address. So how they are mentioning that the IP address is 32 bits. So we are seeing that I'm having an IP address. So it is a four decimals separated with 3 dots, right? So this is what probably I'm getting. So this is an example IP address. So this is an example IP address. So 10.0.0.1. So I'm having this IP address. So this is my IP address. Okay. So how it is looking like? It is a 4 decimals. Exactly, it has 4 decimals with 3 dots. So this is my IP address, and in network, we will assign each and every decimal with 8 bits. So each and every decimal will have 8 bits. While adding these, we will get 32-bit in total. So this is about the IP address. Okay. So the IP address has 32 bits, and how it was allocated using these 8 bits. So each and every decimal was given as 8 bits. So we will get 32-bit IP address. Okay. Fine. So the next, we are seeing about IP address range. So what is the range of the IP address they are given for IPv4? Okay. For V4, we are getting the range of 0 to 255. Fine. So how this 0 to 255 is allocated? So I've got 8. Okay, each 8 bits. So from 0 to 7, let me take a side. Fine. So while powering with 2, each and every decimals, I'm getting values 1, 2, 4, 8, 16, 32, and 64. How? 2 power 0 will be 1, 2 power 1 it will be 2. So in the same, each and every value was calculated. While adding these calculated values, we will get 256. That's it. So 0 to 255 and 1 to 256. So this is about the range. Fine. So we have seen about what is the size of the IP address and what is the range of the IP address. In parallel, next we can move to classes. Fine. I hope everyone is get understanding. In case if you can't able to understand, kindly repeat me. Fine. Since they are assigning IP address range 255, since I am explaining this, based upon these bits, they are calculating the values and they are giving we are getting the value 256, right? So one from 1 it will be 256, from 0 it will be 255. Okay, based upon these values we are getting this 256. Okay, so this is about what is IPv4 address ranges. So next we could see about class. Okay, class address. So classes in IP address. Okay, so A, B, C, D, and E. So these are the classes. Okay, you are asking about explaining the ranges again. So I'll explain the range again once more. Fine. So I hope you have understand why 32-bit is given. Since we are having 4 digits, each is given as 8 bits, so we have get 32-bit. Fine. So using this, I've given from 8, so 0 to 7. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Okay, 8. So totally we have 8. So I am powering these values as 2. So 2 power 0, 2 power 1, 2. So each and every bits in network and in calculations, we will in binaries we would get in the power of 2. Okay. You can calculate this using the LCM method also. So you will get this. So 1, I'm getting the each and every value 1, 2, 4, 8, and this. So while calculating these values, I'm getting these numeric values, and as a result, I'm getting 256. So this is what the range how they got 255. Fine. So the next we could see about class. Okay. So I will explain how to assign the IP address and how could we define the IP address. The power of the power of the two value is given since while calculating in bits, we would use the two values. Right. Classes. So while getting classes in IP address, we have 5 classes: A, B, C, D, and E. There are 5 classes in IPv4 address. Okay. So we had a range. So how the total 255 from 0 to 255, how the values has been assigned. Okay, they are separated. For example, class A, you can take from 0 to 127. For class B, 128 to 191. For class Z, 192 to 223. Fine. For class D, this is the value, and class E, this is the value. Fine. So it's fine. What we have got from 0 to 255, how the values has been separated to each and every class. They have categorized the classes and the IP address ranges. Okay. So here I have mentioned something like how it is used for MNCs, a medium scale, a small scale, and everything. So I will explain. So we could see why these digits are separated and how it was used. Fine. So we are seeing this 0 to 127. Okay, fine. 128 to 191. So in total, there are only 0 to 255. Fine. 0 to 255 only. Okay. 0 to 127. So from total, for total 5 classes, we have got 0 to 255. So in total, only 255 computers can be allocated an IP address. Fine. We cannot able to use much more than that. So to extend this, so to use since we are having a huge population, right? Each and everyone should have an IP address for connecting through network. Right. So to get that, we are moving for a topic called subnetting. Fine. Using this subnetting, I'm increasing my values. For example, my IP address is in class A. I am 0 to 127. Okay. Using these values, I can allocate my subnet mask. Okay. With the subnet mask, I can extend my IP address to many people. For example, class A has subnet mask in this range. Okay. Using this subnet mask, I can get 255.0.0.0. That is one network portion and 3 host portion. What is network portion? Network portion will remains unchanged. It will be your network. It will be your network. Fine. The host is what? Your computer. What is your laptop, your computer, or whatever. Okay. So these are all the things. So here we could see something called 255. Fine. In class E, we would enter up to 254. Okay. The 255 is used for subnet mask. So till 254 we have used in the classes. So this is what about. So the next in subnet mask, class B has 2 network portion and 2 host portion. In class C, we have 3 network portion and 1 host portion. So based upon this, so D and E we could not use. Okay, so till A, B, and C only we could use, because class D and E is used for military and reserve purposes. Since why they have separated D and E separated classes, since we could not enter, or misconfiguredly we could not enter into their IP address. Fine. In previous days, we could use IP address for searching our websites, right? So using that, the military has used the networks, and now it was came to public usage, and we are using it. Fine. So these are all about the IP address and how it functions, everything. Okay. So these are separated. So while getting into detail about subnet mask, fine, I'm getting 255.0.0.0. Okay, so it will be increased in the parallel 255.0.0.1, 255.0.0.2. Then once it completed up to 255, I will get 255.0.1.0, 2.0, 1.1, 1.2. So it will be increased. So there are huge number. Fine. Class A has multiple number of occurrences. So it will keep on increase till, since there are 3 digits to increase, right? So the class A has more number of IPs can be connected. So MNCs and big companies are using this. Fine. So this is what. So 0 to 127, we are having only 128 values. Okay, only 128 computer is used. So to increase this, so I am making sub networks. I am using, for example, the zero alone can get 255, 255, 255. Okay, the next one will get 255.255.255.255. So we can increase much and much number of connections for each and every network. So from 0 to 127, there are billions of people can connect. Fine. So big MNC companies can able to easily use this. So they use many networks and many host computers, so they can make use of it. Fine. But while getting into class B, we have only 2 networks. So only 2 occurrences can happen. So 0.1, 0.2, 0.3. So each and every time. So for example, if my IP address is in the range of 128, okay. Yes. Okay, I will explain in detail. For example, I'm getting an IP address 192.168.1.1. So this is a class C IP address. Okay. So I will explain how to find this IP addresses class A, B, and C. Okay. So this IP address C for subnet mask for class C is 255.255.255.0. Okay. Why I am going for subnet mask? Since using this 192, I can get, so this is my network, right? For class C, I am getting 3 network and 1 host portion. Okay. So I'm explaining the subnet mask, how it works. Okay. So I'm getting this. So I'm getting only 1 portion to be changed. It's fine. And I have to update. I have to update each and every values. So with the same IP address, my IP address is 1.1. Okay, it is fine. Now my subnet mask will be to 1. Okay, fine. So I'll get this value. So the next person who is connecting, my subnet will keep on increasing. Okay, so it will go till many. So till 255. So once everything is 255, my subnet is finished. So there are many computers can be connected with the same Wi-Fi address. Okay, so this is why the subnet was done. Okay, without the subnet, you could not able to make use of IP address to many people. So more number of people cannot able to connect. And for the subnet is mainly used for lab scenarios. For example, your college laboratories, and for company organizations to make connect many computers. So for that purpose, mainly it was used. So more number of, while getting into getting into class A 255 0.0.0. So many number of occurrences will occur. Many peoples can able to connect. Many hosts can be able to create it. For class B, only 2 hosts, only 2 network. So only a medium scale or small medium scale industries can able to connect. While getting to class C, small companies like startups can use, and also our general people. For example, if you are using your mobile IP, your mobile network, fine, your mobile network, and for example, if you are using your common broadband network in your modem, okay, you could get the class C IP address. Okay, so this is what we are using, and I will say how to find the IP address. Okay, so while getting into the IP address, just to follow the starting digit alone. Okay, you are getting only the starting digit. So this is the only digit. So 192, I'm getting 192. So this is enough to find my class. So 192 is in which range? It is in the class C. So my IP address is class C. Okay. In case if my IP address is in the range of 128 to 191, my IP address is class B. So you should take only the first digit of your IP address. So with this you can find what is your IP address class and how it functions. Okay, fine. So this is about your classes and subnetting. Finish. So these are all the things which will be come under IPv4. Okay, your IPv4 address has a specific set of protocols and rules. So it has a limit. It is a limit based one. Okay, you only have 32-bit, and you only have range 0 to 255, and you will have only 5 classes, and it will be separated, and you are using. You can only, with the help of subnetting, you can able to connect multiple network. Okay, so you can able to create multiple subnetworks. That's it. So even though if you are using all the classes and subnetting, we could not able to connect to all the peoples we are using, since each and everyone are using mobile network. We everyone have mobile data, and we everyone have connected to the network. So it is nearly billions of people, right? So for that we have moved to IPv6. So IPv6 is the next version. So next version, the IPv6 is used in the lag of, once the entire class, the entire IPv4 is finished. If we cannot able to use IPv4, the network will be automatically transmitted to IPv6, for example. So I will show you the IP address in two types. There are two types of IP address. Okay. Yes. Okay. Yes, the notes will be shared. You can go through. Fine. Yes. So please be patient. I will explain in each and every topics in next to next. Okay. Fine. So here are a mixed set of groups of people. Someone will know already will know about the network, and someone will not know about the network. So I have to explain from basics to the next level. Okay. So kindly be patient to listen. Okay. Thank you. Fine. So here we are going to see about public and private network. I will explain what is public and private network. Okay. Fine. So I'm getting an IP address in command prompt. Okay, fine. So this is I can see my what is my IP address. Okay, what is my IP address? My IP address is something like 192.168.43.247. Okay, it's very fine. I can see my IP address in my command prompt. It's okay. Now I am going to my browser. Fine. So I am giving in my search bar, what is my IP? So I'm searching for something called what is my IP in my Google. Okay, so it throws me some result. So let me see what is the result. See, I'm getting some IP address. Fine, I'm getting some IP address, and it is showing it is your public IP address. Okay, while I'm getting into command prompt. See, in command prompt I am getting 192.168.43.247, but in my browser I'm getting something called 157.50. So this is about private address and public address. Okay, the private address is what you are getting only inside your command prompt, that is only within your computer, laptop, or your mobile. So what you are getting your IP address within your device, it is called your private IP address. The next, the public IP address is what you are getting in here. Okay, so this is about private address and public IP address. Fine. So the next, okay, fine. So these are all about IP address. The next version is IPv6. So let me go in the meanwhile. So I will explain about IP address, IPv6. So this one we will see. So it is each has 16 bits. So 128 bits you will use. So there are nearly 8 decimals, and it will be separated with colon. That's it. There is no IP address. There is no configurations like no classes, no subnetting. Fine. So here in the next topic we will see about packet tracer. So what is packet tracer and how we are going to install and how to configure. Fine. So these are the device what we are going to use. So you can download your packet tracer from the shared drive. So I'm having my packet tracer here. Okay. So this will be your setup. And once you download it, fine, just run your packet tracer. So make sure which version you are using, 32-bit or 64-bit. If your host computer, your computer is in 32-bit, kindly install with 32-bit. If it is 64-bit, you can use 64-bit. Okay. So just give yes. I'm giving a prompt. So accept. So this is the step. Just give next. Okay. So just give next. So this is about a browser. So you should use your name. Finish. So just leave it as it is. You don't need to make any changes. Just give next and install. Once it is fine, it will be installed and you can just close and you can start using the packet tracer. Okay, fine. Okay, fine. So I'm already installed. So I'm just fine. So once it is finished, you can start open your packet tracer and start using. So this is about today's session. So the session will be handed over to Mr. Sankar Raj sir.
Hey guys, okay. I hope my voice is audible, and to just give a basic summary of what has happened, fine, about IP address. I'll tell you this just for your understanding. For your understanding, IP address is just a numerical representation for any computer. You have a computer here, you have a mobile here, you have a laptop, or you have a smart TV, or you have any device which is connected with internet. Fine. If you have any device which is connected with internet, we need some name or some identification or something for identifying this particular device which is connected with internet, and that identification is IP address. Right. So here it is going to be a number. It's going to be a number, just like how normal people will have name, and in case you want to speak to them, we'll have their phone number. So IP address here plays like your phone number of any individual, wherein I want to speak to this particular person. Yes, I can use his phone number to speak to this person. Likewise, I am connected here. I am from India and this computer is from US. And in case if I want to speak to this particular computer, how do I contact? It is only with the help of IP address. So IP address is just for identification. Fine. It's a number, and it is used for identifying any device which is connected with the internet. And the name here, it is like your MAC address. So MAC address will be a permanent address and IP address keeps on varying. So that is what we have seen. And as Sundar has explained, IP address has your numbers can be like this. You'll have one number here, dot, one number here, dot, dot. So you'll have 4 numbers here, and this number range can be from 0 to 255. He has explained you why the range cannot go beyond 255. So in case if you say my IP address is 312.1.1.2, my question is, can there be any IP address like this? The answer is no. Why? Because IP number can never go beyond 255. So I can have an IP address like 192.168.1.2, which is very common. I can have 10.0.0.2. So somewhere in this series, fine. So to make it very simple and clear, you can go to your, the first objective is or the first to do what you can have here is find IP of your computer, which is as simple as that. How do you find the IP address of your computer? You can go to command prompt, as I explained, command prompt, and give this command called IP config. You can give IP config to find the IP of your computer, right? So what is the IP address of my computer here? It is 192.168.0.3. Fine. This is number one. Number two is to find the class of IP address. To find the class of your computer's IP address. So what is my IP address here? My IP address is 192.168.0.3. This is my computer's IP address here. And in case if I wanted to find the class of this particular IP address, now you can go for the class range as he has explained. He has explained the class range for class A, class B, class C. Probably we'll have only these three, and this will be from 0 to 127, and this will be from 128 to 191, and this will be from 192 to 223. Right? So what is my IP address? My IP address is here 192.168.0.3. 0.3. So which class my computer IP address does, which class does it belong to? It belongs to class C. As simple as that. To start with, go for these two, and later I'll tell you why we go for this IP address, why IP address is important, and where does it come in hacking. I'm a computer here. I'm in India, as I told you. This is in India, and it is connected to the internet. And there is one other computer, or you can say there is one more server. Say we'll call it as Google. There is google.com or this computer. And assuming this is my target, I wanted to attack these computers, or I want to attack this server from here. I'm the attacker here in India. I wanted to target a computer or a server which is in internet. Now, what is the first information which I need? I need the IP address of my target. This can be your mobile, this can be your server, or this can be your computer, laptop, anything. Fine. So you need to find the IP address of this particular device. And for this reason, yes, we are trying to find out the IP, or understand what IP address is and what this numerical representation means. Right. And another important thing will be needed for scanning will be network ID and host ID, which will be taught. And later we'll also discuss about private IP address and public IP address. What is the difference between a private IP address and a public IP address? Right? Private IP address is what you use inside a LAN. Public IP address is what is being assigned. I'll give you a small explanation of this. We'll take this. You have a device in which you are attending the online class. This is your computer or laptop here, and this device is connected to your home Wi-Fi. This is your home Wi-Fi to which it is getting connected, and your IP address, say my IP address here was 192.168.0.4. This is my IP address, and this Wi-Fi is connected to internet. I have my connection from Airtel. So Airtel has given me a connection. So now you have to understand there will be two IP address. One is an internal IP address which is used inside your LAN. The other is an external IP address which is used out of LAN, which is assigned by Airtel. So this address, what is being assigned is the public IP address, and this address, what is assigned inside your LAN, is your private IP address. Fine. So in case you want to target someone, you want to attack someone, or attackers needs to attack you, first they'll get your public IP address, and only then they'll be able to penetrate inside your network. Right? So this is with this, and for your understanding, we'll go for packet tracer. Assign IP to computers in packet tracer. So what we are going to do now, I'll open up packet tracer. I have packet tracer here. I'll delete this. So now what we are going to do, we are going to target computers here. So from the down icons here, the lot of devices icon here, what you can do, choose a computer here, choose a laptop, We'll choose one more computer here. So in our, imagine this is your home where you have two computers and one laptop. And when you have these two devices, three devices, probably we'll be needing a switch for you guys to connect multiple devices. Switch is a device which is used to connect multiple devices. This is like just like an extension box, right? It is just like an extension box which is used to connect more number of computers. And when it comes to cable, I'll go for this. I'll use a copper straight through cable here. This cable here, what I'm going to use is called copper straight through cable. This cable will be used to connect two different devices. So I'll go for copper straight through cable here. And I'll click this. So it is asking me from which interface do I want to connect. You have to choose fast Ethernet. This is your internet connection, which is at the back of your CPU, where you insert your internet cable. So I'll click this and I'll drag this here, and I can connect to any of these interfaces here. So I'll connect to fast Ethernet 0/1. Fine. So one connection is over. This is how you will also do it in real time. So I'll take the another copper straight through cable. I'll click this here. I'll go to my fast Ethernet and I'll connect it to fast Ethernet 0/2. 0/1 is not visible. Why? Because it is already connected to another device. So it is 0/2. Now I'll click another copper straight through cable, fast Ethernet and 0/3. Now you have three devices which are connected to a switch. Later part of the session will tell you how to include a router or modem and how to connect these devices. Imagine this is an internet without LAN. I mean, like this is a LAN without internet, right? So we have assigned these three things here. Now we want to assign IP address for this particular computer. So what I'll do, I'll go here. You have physical, you have config, you have desktop. So I'll go for desktop. When you click desktop, you have IP configuration here. So when you click on IP configuration here, you need to enter the IP address of your computer, 192.168.1.2, and tab, you'll get 255.255.0. So you have assigned one IP address to this device. This is 192.168.1.2. Fine. I'll close this. You don't have the save icon here. If you close this, probably this IP will be assigned. When you open it again, when you go to IP configuration, you will see the IP address what you have assigned here. Perfect. So just for your reference, in case you want to write something for your reference, you can go for this at the top, which is called place note. And I'll click this here and I'll say 192.168.1.2. This is for our reference. You can type whatever you want. So for my reference, I've given 1.2 for this computer. So I've written this 1.2. Perfect. I'll go to my laptop. I'll go to my desktop here. I'll give another IP address. This is all class C IP address, which I'm giving. This time I'm giving 1.3. Why? Because 1.2 is already assigned. I'm going for 1.3 here. Tab, and I'll close this. And I'll go to note. I'll say it is 192.168.1.3. Fine. Perfect. And I'll go for the third PC here, desktop. And here it is going to be 192.168.1.4. And tab, I'll get this subnet mask. I'll close this. So I'll mark this IP address as 192.168.1.4. Fine. It's as simple as that. So now, after I have assigned the IP address to my computers here, now what will I do? I'll click this. I'll go to my command prompt of this computer and I'll check if the IP address what I've given is assigned or not. So what is the command? We'll give IP config. IP config, enter, and you can see the IP address what you have entered here, 192.168.1.2. Fine. And if you repeat this for all these devices, you will have the particular respective IP address which is being assigned. So now I have three devices which are in my LAN. This is my local area network in my LAN. I have assigned IP address to them. I told you in case if they have IP address, they can ping from one computer to another computer. Fine. Ping is to check. You might be hearing this word called ping a lot of times. Like non-technically speaking, someone will say ping me in WhatsApp. What does it mean? You're sending a message in WhatsApp. Like that, I want to check if all my connections are right and the IP is assigned. So what I'll do, I'll try to ping. I'll try to ping and check if this IP address is right. So I'll open this. I'll go to command prompt. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to ping from this computer 1.2 to this computer 1.3. In case if my connection is right, I'll get a reply. In case if the connection is not right, I'll not get the reply. So I'll type 190 ping 192.168.1.3. Ping 192.168.1.3, enter. I'm getting a reply here. See here, I'll get 4 replies, which means the connection is perfect. Now, let me try to ping an IP address which doesn't exist. 1.3 is here, 1.4 is here. Do we have 1.5? No, we don't have 1.5. We don't have any device called 1.5. But still, if I try to ping 1.5, I'm trying to check the connection with 1.5 for a device which doesn't exist. So I click enter. Now, this is searching for 1.5. And in case if there is no device, I'll get request timed out. Fine, I'll get request timed out. Why do I get a reply here? Because 1.3 device is in my network and it has an IP address. So I got a proper reply from my target 1.3. I'm trying to ping IP address 1.5, which doesn't exist. So what will happen? I'll get request timed out. So what you should do, you can connect few devices here. You can keep a switch here. It can be any switch, and you can use this cable called copper straight through cable, connect all the devices, and later you have to assign IP address to all these devices and try to ping. That is what you will be doing. So the 4th one will be assign IP to all computers and check your connection by pinging to other computers or other devices in your LAN. Fine. In case if you get reply, if we get a reply from, then probably what you have done is right. Reply from, then your connection is right. Connection is right. If you get request timed out, then your connection is not right. Yes, and I'll tell you practically where you can go and ping. I told you this. Attackers, the main objective is to find the IP address of any device. So this is your computer, which is connected to the internet, and this is Google. So in case you want to attack, we are not going to attack Google, but in case if someone wants to attack Google, the first thing what they will be needing is IP address. So the very simple way of finding the IP address is open a command prompt in your computer and type ping google.com. Fine. If you type this, you will get the IP address of google.com. I'll show you this. I'll type ping google.com. Enter. See, this is the IP address of Google. You can type any domain. I'll type, let it complete. I'll type ping phgtech.edu, and see here, this is the IP address of phgtech.edu. So when you look at this IP address, as far as what we have learned for today, you should be able to identify what class of IP address is this. Fine. From the list what you have shared here, from class A, class B, and class C. PSG IP address is 203.197.156.42. So it is 203. So in case if it is 203, which class does it fall under? It falls under class C, because class C has IP address between 192 and 223. So any number which is between 192 and 223 will fall under class C. Yes. So this is what you have to do for today. And please make sure you are getting comfortable with Packet Tracer, because you will be simulating, you will be performing a lot of things with Packet Tracer. And I'm telling you again, this is not a play tool. This is an actual simulator kind of tool, which will be best to check your connections, to to check your configuration. It works just like real time, right? Whatever you need to do, in case you want to configure an adapter, Wi-Fi adapter here, yes, you can do. This is the Ethernet adapter here. So you can do whatever you want, not only with computers, with routers, with switches. Yes. Yes. So I think we have started with IP address, and we are good to go with this for the first day. We'll start slowly with a lot of other technical details. And yes, people, it is going to be, for beginners, it is going to be tough for you to understand. Please, that is why we are sharing you the recorded session, so that whenever you get any doubts, you can replay the session video again and again and watch it. For the first time, it will be confusing, but if you watch it again, probably you will be very much clear, right? So that's it for today, and we'll be sharing you the Skype link, and attendance link will be shared now. Please be online, and Soumita will speak, will intimate you about this, right? Thank you. Please be online.
Okay, so everyone, what I am going to do right now is, see, every day this is going to happen the same way. Once the session is over, I am going to post the attendance link in the Zoom chat box. Yes, I will share you the attendance link. Yeah, so that will happen in between as well. Maybe during the session. Sometimes I will be sharing it during the session, and sometimes after the session. So now I am posting the attendance link in your chat box. What you have to do is you don't have to leave the meeting. Just click on the link, go submit your attendance form. It is just a 3 field which it will ask for, and you have to fill in the form and come back. Yes, and come back, so that we will tell you about the Skype group. We'll tell you about how the lab session is going to happen, and whoever has doubts, whoever actually wants assistance to be done for the lab, we'll include you inside the lab session. Okay, so if you want lab assistance, you come back. If you don't want lab assistance, you can fill in your attendance, and you can leave. Yes, I think I'm clear. If you need lab assistance, you have to fill in your attendance and come back. If you don't want lab assistance, you can fill in your form and you can leave. So now in your chat box, I'm going to send you the day 1 attendance link. You can go ahead and you can submit your attendance. And again, one more thing, only those who submit attendance for all 10 days, you will get the certificate. Yes, so you have to submit your attendance all 10 days if you need your e-certificate. Yeah, so once you have submitted the attendance, please wait. We here, this Zoom link will be active. This meeting will be active at least for another 1 or 2 hours. So Yeah, if you have any doubts, you can ask. We are here. We will assist you. We will speak. Yes. And I will also tell you about the Skype group. Let everyone else come back. I'll tell you about the Skype groups also. Lab session, you don't have the recordings. Lab session today alone, we are going to have it in Zoom. But every day, lab session will happen in Skype group only. So yeah, you can clear all your doubts to chat. So that particular group chat will be available. As long as you are there in the Skype group, it is going to be available.